2 hours until kickoff, Sooner Nation. Welcome to the Sooner Surge. First pregame of the season, OU versus Temple. 6 o'clock kick, ESPN. Looks like could get a break in weather and not maybe face some storms. I know there's still a chance, but yeah, we're 2 hours away. Things are ramping up in Norman. We got a couple guys there relaying some information to us. Thanks for joining us here on the pregame. I'm sure it'll ramp up here in a few minutes as we get this thing going. It's been a long day. It's been a long off season, but it's officially almost over because the start of the 2024 season, Team 130, is about to take place. And according to Hunter, who is there, been there for a couple of hours near the stadium, he said it's the longest student line he's ever been in, which is, wow, for OU Temple. That's pretty exciting to hear. So what do I think? I said my score last night was 59-6, Dakota. That's what I said last night. I'm really anticipating as they get out for warm-ups, just to see some maybe reports we're getting on some guys. But I'm curious how much Andrew Anthony is going to give it a go, Jay. That's one thing I want to keep my eye on. But to hear Hunter say that the line is the longest student line he's seen since he's been there is flat out unbelievable. I know tailgating was happening earlier, Jay, but I'd like to kind of catch the vibe. Hunter said it's a good atmosphere there right now.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Also, looks like, like you said, the weather's going to hopefully stay south, but it's just a different vibe. Probably it's a holiday weekend. It's a Friday night game. I mean, I thought all day today it kind of didn't really feel like game day to me because it's not Saturday. But the good thing about this game is OU's got the spotlight. ESPN, there's not anything else really going on tonight. Like last night, you had a lot of other games. This is it. So your chance to kind of go out there and show everybody what you're made of against a team that you should absolutely thrash and throttle. They should throttle Temple big time. So that's what needs to happen. I do not, you could talk about pushing the other team around on the offensive and defensive line, which they should. But what I'm looking for is I don't want to see a sustained drive from Temple. Like if they're going to make a play, a busted assignment, and they get something long, maybe get some points off of it, okay, you could live with that maybe, but you can't live with the team just driving it down the field against you when it's a team like Temple. You got to go out there and put up or shut up. I'm tired of talking. We've talked about it so much in the offseason. It's over. It's time to put up or shut up. Dakota, I'm with you. I like that song by Luke Combs, Ain't No Love in Oklahoma. I'm ready for it. I hope they do play that. I would think they would.
I'm really excited for the vibe, Jay, in the Palace on the Prairie because the SEC, obviously this is not an SEC opponent. That will be in a few weeks as OU takes on Tennessee. But according to Hunter, who's there, and a couple of others, the atmosphere, there's a different feel in the air. I think that's just knowing that SEC is here and OU's in the new conference. You got the new logos on the field. Like it's all going to be there. And I cannot wait. I'm really excited, Jay, for the young guys. David Stone's already popped out in a pink suit. It sounds like he's popping out in the pink suit. I'm ready to see him just have a day today, along with a lot of these young dudes.
Yeah, hey, Mike's got his food and drinks ready to go. Hey, when you talk about a game like this, to me, that's kind of the most exciting thing is the young guys that you haven't seen at all. I mean, we have not seen David Stone in an Oklahoma uniform, and all the OU fans have looked for David Stone in an Oklahoma uniform, and they've talked about it probably for 3 years. He was like the chosen guy to come to Oklahoma, change it up front defensively. Now you got him and his teammate, Jaden Jackson. This is like the start of an era for those two, and they're both going to play tonight. And this is it. I mean, those two guys, you think specifically, especially David Stone, who moved away from Oklahoma to go to IMG, improve his game, play against the best competition. He did it. Now it's come to fruition. He is back. He is in a Sooner uniform, and it's time for him to make his mark. Yeah, against Temple, you can say, oh, what's he really going to do against Temple? I don't care. This is the start of his journey with Oklahoma to be one of the next greats on the defensive front.
And Lou, I'll allow it once. You got it once. I'm with you. You got it. You got to do it once. Okay, I get you. Hey, Jay.
Jalpos is right with that. 100%.
Yeah, that's correct. And Jay, Jaden Jackson, outside of everyone on the defensive line, has been talked about more than anyone. More than Halton, more than Terry, more than Dominique Williams, and more than David Stone. It could be that David Stone, has kind of gone under the radar a little bit, but when the lights turn on and the ball snapped, we'll see what he's going to do. I cannot wait.
Comparing him to the Selmans, could we be witnessing? You could be witnessing two of the greatest since Selman. You could say two of the guys in the middle. If they pan out, we don't know that they will. That's the thing. Nobody knows. But those two guys, if they were, since they come in as a freshman and can play.
Hey, Steven's vouching for what Hunter said and adding some credibility here. Steven says fan base has woken up, which is great to hear. It's something we've talked about, that once OU gets in the SEC, you have one option: wake up or be the laughing stock. And it sounds like maybe OU is going to rise to the occasion. Jay, I'm curious, Surgeaholics. Hey, I'm curious, Surgeaholics. What's on your grill tonight? 6 o'clock kick. It's happening right at dinner time. What are you guys eating?
Well, we saw what Mike had. I actually did something that I haven't done, but I had to do it because my kids have high school stuff going on tonight, and I work today. So I just now put in my pizza order. It'll be delivered here soon. So that's what I'm doing. Nothing on the grill tonight, but I'll be grilling, smoking tomorrow. I'm smoking tomorrow some stuff, but
Grey God's got Boomerang Diner. I'm guessing maybe ribs for Bob. That's great. Hey, Jay, I've got spaghetti. It's pasta night at our house because big cross country race for two of the boys tomorrow. We got a carb load, man. Got a carb load.
Steven says, can't tell if the game atmosphere is different yet, but pregame atmosphere. That's what I'm waiting to see is how's the game atmosphere going to do. The bomb, look at the bomb. He's got Temple. Have you ever had Al? I've never had it. I don't think.
Never had Al. I assume it tastes like chicken.
What's up, Scott? Finally here. Hey, Scott, speaking of Tennessee, I know you're a Tennessee fan. I heard today a few people on a podcast say that Nico's the best quarterback in the country. They think he's the best quarterback in the country this year.
Talent, was he 5-star, Jay?
Oh, yeah.
Thought so. The movie ended the exact same way I thought it would, Iowa Sooner, and there I was. I can't help it. When he gets the sack, you got to tear up a little bit, Iowa Sooner. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hope you're going to be watching the game. What do you got on the grill, Iowa Sooner?
What's up? What's up, Zach?
I'm sure Zach Mark has something on the grill tonight. Jay, Nico was a 5-star recruit. In the bowl game last year, he threw 152 yards or something in the mid-hundreds. People are wondering, but he was pretty efficient. Tennessee, Jay, the Tennessee OU game 4 weeks in is going to tell a lot on both sides of those teams.
Yeah, and the thing is, Jackson Arnold and Nico both, when you look at guys do they have the skill set? Do they have the characteristics to be great quarterbacks? Both of them do. Size, arm strength, all of it. They all have a great skill set. So we'll see who pans out.
Iowa Sooner also has pizza and some adult beverages. Stoked.
Is Jake touching the field? Are you talking about
Jake Snyder?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering maybe he's talking about Jake Taylor.
Oh, Jake Taylor. Look, he's been banged up, guys. He's been banged up. He's one that a lot of people are thinking Spencer Brown's starting at the right tackle spot tonight because of that.
I've heard that rumor too, Jeremy, as well, about Spencer Brown getting the start at right tackle, possibly. If that's the case, here's what I'll say. If Jake Taylor does not start, okay, listen, if Jake Taylor doesn't start at right tackle, I don't think he plays.
Hey, Jake Taylor, a freak. Jacob, maybe he's talking about Jacob Sexton. Sexton's absolutely playing. Jay, the receiver. You got who's the freshman receiver, Jay? I just drew a blank. Dadgummit. Jacob.
Don't know who you're talking about, Jeremy.
Yeah. Dakota's having some steak. Temperature is going to be 85 degrees. Rain looks like it's going to be south, as my favorite meteorologist, Aaron Tuttle, has said it should stay south.
Yeah, not bad. Yeah, the weather's not bad for an opening kickoff. It's probably the lowest temperature they've had on an opening kickoff. Maybe I don't know how long you'd have to go back. A long time, because you're in August 30th and it's going to be in the 80s. I take that any day of the week.
Grey God says Jacoby Johnson, but Jay, first TD, I said it last night. I'm going to stay with it. Brennan Thompson on a deep post route.
Yeah, drop your score predictions in here. I got 66-7 Oklahoma. I think Temple gets one late.
Sooner Legend, maybe we can make it happen at some point. Jacob Jordan is the guy I was talking about. Jacoby Johnson's the DB. Jacob Jordan is the receiver that I was talking about, slot guy. And I don't know if he's going to get in tonight, Jay. I don't know if he's going to get in. What one player Iowa Sooner says are you most excited to see play tonight? There's a lot of them. I think on the top of my list, Taylor Tatum. Taylor Tatum's up there for me.
I got a couple guys. I want to see David Stone. We've talked about him earlier. Obviously, Jaden Jackson. But offensively, one guy I'm excited to see, and I think you're going to see quite a bit of him. I'm kind of excited to see Samuel Franklin in the running back room. Also, I want to see if Javonte Barnes is Javonte Barnes from 2 years ago. We've heard about it. Oh, he looks great. He looks the part. He has no holdbacks right now. He looks great. He looks fast. Okay.
Looks can be deceiving.
Because I know, but here's the thing. You're not going to tell a whole lot in this game at all. But you know what you will tell is you will be able to tell on guys if they have the speed, if they have the cut ability, all that. There's Hunter right there. Hunter says way more students here at this time than any game last year. Now,
that's impressive.
Here's what I'll say to that. And I'm not doubting that, Hunter, but it's a Friday and school was canceled. So what else?
Jay, it's the first game of the season, SEC, all that. David's most excited to see Andrew Anthony. That's an intriguing one, as what Sooner Legend said. Bauer Sharp is as well. Hey, we got 49-0, second half for second string. Don't hold your breath waiting for Barnes. Yeah, baby Gronk is on campus. It's absolutely ridiculous. A 12-year-old is being given so much attention on the internet. Ridiculous.
Hey, I actually think he's kind of trended down. He hasn't got as much lately, so I'm surprised people are talking about him.
I'm gonna hot take
What's
right
up,
now.
Big Orange?
Hot take right now. I don't know if he's even gonna play college football, Jay. It's way too early.
Way too early. I agree with that. What back gets 1,200 yards toting the rock this year? Here's what I have. I have OU getting two backs over 1,000 yards this year. I got Sawchuk, and I have Barnes. I don't know. I'm kind of leery on is it going to be Barnes or somebody else, but I think they do get two at that.
Dalpo is G-Baby, a.k.a. Grayson Halton. Grayson Halton's a guy, Sooner fans, that has really for 2 years been talked about in the offseason, never has done much in the season.
Dalpo's bought that stock.
Dalpo has bought that stock. He's been buying. A lot of people have sold on Grayson Halton. Tonight, he's going to get a chance, I think, to get a lot of run. And he better take advantage of it tonight, because I think there's guys at that position that are ready just to chomp at it and take it.
Yeah, and Steven's got a good comment here. Most excited to see Seth's play calling and tempo. I would agree. It's going to be different than the bowl game, so I'm excited to see it. Another thing that, Brent Venables loves in these early games like this to empty the bench. And so if you're a guy, you mentioned Tatum, you could go down the list. There's going to be a lot of guys get their chance. Now, what's that going to mean for the future? We'll see. But I think in a guy like Tatum's situation, if you go out there and just put on a show, I mean, it's going to leave it because you already know he's got the skill, 5-star ability. It's going to put something in people's heads like, wow, this guy may be different. So I'm excited to watch it. And that goes across the board. It's not just Tatum. I mean, you go down the defensive edge, a guy like Danny Okoye, get out there and really flash. I mean, you can go down the list. There's a lot of guys you could talk about. And I think they're going to get a lot of chances tonight. That's the thing. You're going to get a lot of chances tonight.
Yeah, and I said last night as well, I hope the starters play the first drive of the second half. I don't
Bob,
know if Xavier.
What
Listen,
about this one, Jeremy?
here's what I'll say, Bob Kennedy. There's really no point to not play someone, Jay, because you got 4 games before you have to redshirt someone. So he may get a few carries. I don't know. Danny Okoye makes a play, yes. Deca Sooner, absolutely. We're twins. We're identical, 6 minutes older than me.
And Deca, I don't know if you've been on there before, but every night at 9:30, we're live. Every pregame and postgame directly after the game, we will be live. Come back after the game. We're going to have some great conversation with everybody in here. I mean, these guys and gals just tear it up on the chat. So UNC quarterback Max Johnson out for the season.
It was awful.
If you watch the Brock Heward tweet, which I don't know if anybody did, it almost had me in tears. He was crying, Brock Heward, talking about how hard it is for a mom up in the stands to watch this. It sucks. It flat out sucks for UNC, and they won the game last night. By the way, did you see Minnesota missed the field goal to win it, and they throw out fireworks? It was crazy.
Yeah. Awful on that, Jay. Deca Sooner says low-scoring game due to the establishment of the running game. I think OU's going to try to make a statement throwing deep balls. Deca's got 42-10. I think OU's going to open up with the play action and take a shot right off the bat. Now, will Jackson Arnold be too amped up? Things like that. I'm sure if he overthrows him or underthrows it, it's going to be awful. OU's done.
Well, we've talked about what you're going to get from this game. Not a whole lot. Blake says Peyton Bowen 2.
Blake from Utah.
I think he'll get one tonight, but I think after that they won't kick his way.
I do think that was my hot take last night, Jay. I think he's going to run one back each game of the non-con.
Ricky, I promise you, if it's 14-7 Oklahoma, it will be the live after the game will be unbelievable with people calling for Brent Venables' head. And calling him to be fired. So it's not going to be 14-7.
We got a 63-3. Jay, there's a couple of things Sooner fans are probably going to be literally on their edge of the seat, really, really intrigued to see. One, Tyler Keltner's first field goal attempt. People want to see that. That's on the top of people's list. Tyler Keltner's field goal attempt. Outside of that, is there anything that you just like, man, I'm chomping at the bit to see? I still think people want to see Jackson Arnold because all you have is the bowl game. People are really wanting to see him fill this offense and see what he's about.
Yeah.
And Josh attests to that.
Yeah, Josh, that's a good come. I want to see the offense get a rhythm with the O-line. And maybe you leave the O-line starters in there. We don't know I don't think Spencer Brown would be a everyday starter. If he starts tonight, that's fine. But I think Jake Taylor's getting a start down the future. So I don't know if you're going to see your starting 5 for the O-line tonight. We'll see. Maybe you do. What's up? Big Dog Jones says 52-10. Gary, what's up? 52-3. How much Alan will be making the calls tonight?
How much zone read tonight for Jackson Arnold?
You'll see some zone read. I think so. You'll see some split zone as well.
And I also think, Jay, that you will see 2 backs a few times tonight. Greg got said optimism growing for Babs, Jay.
I've heard the same thing as well. And
people said we weren't getting either. Now everyone's changing their mind. I think it's great.
If Bill Beadenbow landed Fasusi and now he's going to land Babaloa, are you kidding me? 2 5-star offensive linemen in the same class? Wow. Welcome to the SEC, boys and girls. Bob says 56-10. Jackson Arnold gets 2 touchdowns. Hey, here's what I'll say, though, about the run game. You know what? You're not going to see a whole lot defensively. I don't think you'll see a whole lot I think it'll be pretty vanilla. But you know what you'll see offensively? I think you will see the runs that Seth Luttrell likes to call. I think you'll kind of see, which one he likes.
You'll see scheme-wise.
Scheme, yeah.
Hey, Zach says, would like to see 5+ sacks from OU. That is an area, Jay. OU was abysmal last year. Absolutely pathetic in getting to the quarterback. Outside of OU Texas last year, they did not get to the quarterback much. They didn't put pressure much. You looked at the guys, Rondell Bothroyd last year, the transfer from Wake Forest, and Trace Ford and some others. They could not get to the quarterback. The sacks were abysmal. They have got to get to the quarterback on the edge, okay?
Yeah.
Larry says, more would be outstanding, yes.
That's right. Larry says, pull on an early show. It's pregame, postgame every game day. So we'll be early every game day. Blake says, does Boganowski get a targeting call? I hope not, because then you know how that targeting call works as far as if you get, for the next game as far as ejected. I think Boganowski will play a lot, and I think he will destroy some people. That's what he does. Kind of like Brent Venable said in that one video, do what you do. That's what Mike Boganowski does. He's going to be hitting some people very hard. Okay.
Coconut Greg, you're right. No injuries, low penalties. That is two things at the top of Sooner fans' list. And everyone wants the defense to show some dominance. And Jay, the last couple of years, non-con, and they have. So it's going to be wait till SEC play, because they've been dominant in non-con the last 2 years under BV, but it's almost like Sooner fans don't want to believe it until they can do it back-to-back and stack some games together in big-time games.
Yeah, I mean, I would expect a dominating performance. You got to go out there and dominate defensively. That's the stronghold of this team. That's what everybody is banking this defense being outstanding, maybe a top 3 team in the SEC defensively. You got to go destroy Temple defensively.
And maybe I don't know if
how many turnovers tonight? How many turnovers they get
for OU?
How many are they going to get defensively?
I think 3 is probably a reasonable number.
I think 3 as well. That's what I would go with.
I don't know if Hunter or anyone else is inside the stadium. Stadium should be opened up. Be curious. Just atmosphere. Some things you notice that are different inside Palace on the Prairie as players come out and start warming up.
Sooner Legends got 4. Stevens got 3. How many quarterbacks do we see? 3. I think you see 3. I think
all 3.
I think you go Arnold, Hawkins, Thompson. I think you see all 3.
Ideally, I would want Arnold to play the entire first half and a series in the second half. And then I'd like Hawkins to play the third and maybe Casey Thompson the fourth.
And I think this is true. I agree with Larry and Gray God. But Larry, a lot of the turnovers does depend on that. If Temple gets down early and they decide they're just going to hand the ball off 3 times, yeah, you may not see as many turnovers because you're right. They could just go in a shell, try to get out of the stadium and get out without any injuries and move on. We'll see. Ooh, that's a good question, Gary.
Yes, because I don't think they're going to allow – I don't think they want Jackson Arnold running the ball much. I think Hawkins will come in there and do all of it.
Here's my thing about Michael Hawkins, and here's my hope, is one thing I thought Levy was really bad at was when he brought in backup quarterbacks. And it was almost like they would bring him in and run a whole different offense or package for him. I don't want to see that. When Michael Hawkins gets in the game, run the stinking offense you ran with Jackson Arnold. Run it, throw it, do all of it. You're not doing any quarterback any type of service for getting him out there or any favor for throwing him out there and letting him hand off. Put him out there and let him actually run the plays. So you know what? In case Jackson Arnold gets injured, he has some experience running the plays that he's going to be running with Jackson Arnold.
And maybe we can get a weather update here in a second. But earlier it looks like things are going to stay south. Jay, what was the last scoop and score that you remember for OU? I think it was Geno Grissom in the bowl game against Bama, was it?
No, they've had plenty of scoop and scores.
From a defensive lineman.
Oh, from a defensive lineman?
I don't recall any, Jay.
From a lineman?
Correct.
I'm trying to remember if Perrion Winfrey off the hit he put on.
Did not scoop and score.
He hit Purdy extremely hard.
End of the half, did not scoop and score.
Yeah, Jalen Redmond got it.
I do not believe that
Jalen Redmond against Iowa State before the half. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, hey, Ford had a chance, but he fumbled it. That's right.
No, Jalen Redmond right before the half against Iowa State.
Maybe. It could have been Redmond.
Sure he got one.
I'm pretty sure Redmond did as well.
I'm pretty sure he got one. Joe C says, don't remember the team we're playing. We're playing Temple, Owls. Apollo 9, nothing like football in Oklahoma. There's nothing like it. There will never be. The Palace Prairie on the Prairie should be rocking. And for those freshmen that have never stepped on an actual Palace on the Prairie for game time, you've seen a lot for like recruiting visits, but for an actual game, this is something special for those guys. Brian, he agrees with me. Jalen Redmond got one. I that's what I thought.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah.
Receiver-wise, a lot of people are ready to see Farouk, see if he's has ball security. That is something you can tell even in a game like this. Ball security is very important. Cannot have silly mistakes, things like that. I'm curious how many. I really want to see Zion Kearney in the second half. He's one I'm excited about. I don't know if Ivan Carry-On, things. Devon Mitchell, Jay, obviously was not on the depth chart. I have a good feeling Devon Mitchell is going to play.
Yeah,
you have to see what he's got. I know he's 17 or 18.
Well, I'm interested to see Helms. I mean, he's down on the depth chart like three or four. I'm excited to see him. I want to see what he does. I've seen him in plenty of other things, videos and podcasts, but I want to see him on the football field. Tatum with the long run. Yeah.
Steven is in the stadium, I believe, and says,
yes, he is.
Guys, if the atmosphere keeps up for the rest of the season, it's going to be rocking. Yeah.
Hey, you know what's great? You know what's great? If he's in the stadium, that means they've upgraded their Wi-Fi service because he's got a signal, which is great news.
Yes. Gary, who is a Sooner Surge Unlimited member, says, all of the newbie Surgeaholics that are in this live, it's a beautiful thing. And you know what? Every night at 9:30, set your clocks. This is where you should be. Hey, tonight after the game, we'll be on for a couple of hours. We may go till midnight. Join up. Tell your friends. Hey, be here.
That's right. When the clock hits 0, tune in.
Give us 5 minutes.
Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you be ready because we will be about 10 minutes after the game is over. We'll be on here. So to talk it out, to chat it out, all the overreactions. There's going to be a ton of overreactions tonight, right? What do you think is going to be one overreaction?
I don't know.
Got one for you.
Steven's in line. I've got an overreaction. It's the quarterback position. Either the overreaction is going to be Jackson Arnold's going to win the Heisman or Michael Hawkins should start. Either way, they're both overreactions.
I think there's going to be an overreaction if Temple scores any points at all. There's going to be an overreaction about defense. Hookem, good luck tonight. Congrats, Hookem, on the commitment from the wide receiver, another 5-star. Texas got one.
You got to start getting the 5-star lineman, I think, though. Jay, Scott V says O-line giving up a sack. Yeah, that would be bad.
That's a good one. O-line, Blake says it, kicker.
Marcus Major had 78 yards, I believe, in a tutty. They have no passing game in Minnesota. It's going to be difficult for him.
Yeah. New era begins. It really means more. SEC, that's right. I will be here after the game, no doubt. Thanks, Apollo. We look forward to talking to everybody tonight. I imagine there will be a bunch on here. I mean, typically we get quite a bit just on the normal night, so a post-game should have a lot. It should be a great show.
I think Blake is saying that's an overreaction. Maybe O-line isn't good. You know, hey, that one's going to be there on the first 2 yards in a cloud of dust. That's going to be the O-line isn't any good. We're going to get that. Absolutely. Didn't watch them last year. How Temple was atrocious. 3-9. They did have a few close games. They got a couple of transfers out of the portal that they're excited about on the defensive side of the ball. They're not very good.
Their offense
is not going to be a game.
Their offense is atrocious from what I've read and from what I've heard. It's not good. And Arkansas State guys, 73-0 last year. OU beat them. Would probably be favored over Temple. That's how bad they are. Okay. So we'll see.
Game better start
before I start running through walls. Greg God says.
Yeah. Hayden says Boomer Sooner right back at you. Jay, we haven't talked much about Zach Alley.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. That is one thing. You know, we haven't heard from him at all, but you can just tell when you're watching coaches on the sidelines and whatever, you kind of finally get to see him. We're going to get to see him, and we're going to get to see, because we've talked to the Jacksonville State beat reporter about him and about how he likes to play a lot of different guys, a lot of different formations, 3 down linemen, 4 down linemen. He loves, which this is what I'm going to be watching for defensively. One thing is, he likes to play man, I think, more than zone in the back end. So I'm kind of interested to see that.
I'm here for it. We got to score more than Arkansas, Missouri. Lou said, Jay, Arkansas hung up 70. Missouri got 51.
Arkansas set a history for Arkansas. They scored on their first 10 possessions.
I think OU will score somewhere in between those two. Apollo 9, not only will you be excited about the Burks TD that will make your night, it's going to make someone else's night, because every reception, there's some charity that's going to be donated.
Hey, Iowa Sooner, you always have great great questions. This is another one right here. How many plays of 20 yards or more for Temple offense tonight? Hopefully none. I could see one as a breakdown. You have a bust maybe with your backups in there. But listen, that is one thing that has to be better from Oklahoma defense this year. They made strides last year, but they were still killed with big plays, and it kills you. It absolutely kills you in big games. You cannot have it. You got to stop with the breakdowns. I would love to see none tonight.
Another thing on the defensive side, earlier it was mentioned about dominant. Jay, the first down plays, you got to get them to 2nd and 8. You got to get 2 yards or less on those first down plays throughout the year. In the stadium, it has signal. Steven, how does the Palace on the Prairie look? The grass is beautiful as ever. The SEC logos. Talk to us.
Yeah, that's right.
I'll be at the Houston game next week, Jay.
What's that?
I'm going to be at the Houston game along with several Surgeaholics.
Are you going? Hey, Grey God, thanks so much for the super, bro.
Grey God has been a massive integral part in our Discord.
Big supporter of the show. Big supporter.
Thanks for the super, Grey God, and thank you as well for.
Hey, and we didn't carry it. Y'all did. Everybody on every night live showed up.
So much Jordan and LeBron talk that got us through.
Hey, we could have easily showed up for every night on the live and nobody been on there with us. But y'all are the ones that come back every night and talk. So appreciate it. 5G plus, baby, Gary said. They have signal.
Luke, understanding, here's the deal. A guy like Jaren Kanak, if you got guys in zone, to me, and I'm going to say something that may come out the wrong way, and maybe you
usually do. You usually do. So
I usually do. Jay, you may disagree with me here, but let me say this.
I usually do, so that's fine.
Let me say this. For Brent Venables' estate, after he got off the plane 2.5 years ago, whenever it was, he got off the plane, he gave a presser, and he said, I want to play this relenting, aggressive, all kinds of defense. That is not zone. Like, that does not match his MO, in my opinion. Man, in your face, downhill, not moving laterally, not wondering. Attack. It fits his MO better.
Yeah, but he's always talked about when you play zone, it's got to be an aggressive zone. It can't be a laid back zone. So I think there's good ways to play zone and be aggressive. It's a mentality thing. Boomer, what's up, Matt? Gary says, I'm calling it Kanak strip sack, scoop, and score. That would be amazing.
Gary's been saying that for a while. I would love it. Hey, Ron, I've heard that the Storms want out of Norman. So I heard the Storms are wanting out of Norman.
Absolutely. Hey, Apollo.
Absolutely.
In fact, he's going to get a lot of snaps. And, hey, what is one defensive guy you think is going to score? You think they'll get a defensive touchdown tonight? And if so, who will be? Does Billy Bowman start the season off with the pick six?
I think one of the safeties. And Jay, I will say this. Nobody, and I mean nobody's talking about Woody Washington.
That is one name you are not hearing at all. You are right.
Nobody's talking about him. Selene, thanks for joining us a few weeks ago. We've loved your input as well.
Can't wait to see some football. I just flew crimson and cream flag on my front porch. It's time, baby. It is here. Gentry out tonight, Ron says. I have not heard that. Is that?
I think Ron is just saying that, Jay.
Okay. I have not heard any updates on that. But earlier he wasn't. So
Des Malone or Kenai Walker. Kenai Walker's a guy that seems to be making strides, and people are maybe he's going to be the guy, Jay, at corner.
We'll see. I don't know where Woody would be in that case, but because I think Gentry Williams is their best corner. I think he is.
What's up, Bomb? Thanks so much. You all had me a hello. That means a lot, Bomb. That's great show, Jerry Maguire. But you have also, Bomb, been an integral part of what's been happening at the Sooner Surge. A great supporter, done so much. We really appreciate you.
Yeah, big time, Bomb. Hey, Apollo, very quiet. Why is that? Is it because he's been there 5 years and everybody knows
learning like 5 positions, Jay?
Well, I mean, I know, but he came back to be to be more of a play in different positions. He wants to move around a little bit. So we'll see. I am interested to see also one guy that we have not talked about. And we've talked about a lot of guys that are in the rotation, right, on depth-wise. One guy we have not talked about at all is Sammy Oshimigo. And he is listed as the backup cheetah. purely backup, no or. He's listed as the number 2 cheetah. I'm interested to see him out there. He's a guy that's got all the physical tools.
Same with Lewis Carter and Greg Gott. I'm not a believer that people are passing Woody Washington by. I think Woody Washington's been quiet because honestly, Woody Washington is quiet. He's not like a huge vocal out there type leader, but he is vocal in the room. I think Woody Washington is just going to be around a lot of roles. I don't know.
Okay, but I got a question for you. Gentry Williams, Woody Washington, who's more talented?
Well, I think Gentry Williams overall.
Okay, Jacoby Johnson, Woody Washington.
I'm going Woody Washington, Jay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Woody Washington has been good at OU. I'm like, the people who want to say he's awful is ridiculous.
No, I understand that. I'm just bringing up the point that I do think what Greg Gott's getting at is they've brought in so much talent on the defensive backfield
that's not why he's quiet.
Listen, I don't think Woody's been forgotten, but I just think they got so many guys they probably want to play back there, and they're going to be rotating a lot in.
That's not why he's quiet, though. He's just a quiet dude. Greg Gott, you might be eating some crow, though, if he turns out to be elite this year.
You know what's a beautiful thing is right now my garage is open and the cold front is coming through, and it feels outstanding.
Can we get a weather update from Hunter? Or, Jay, can you get Aaron Tuttle? We got to get a weather update, see if it's still going to stay south. The biggest chance was between 7 and 8 o'clock tonight, over 50% chance. I'm not sure if it's still like that or not.
Yeah, you're right on this, Apollo 9. It's something we've talked about on the show.
Last year they didn't throw.
Is that last year they didn't really throw his way, and that's why he didn't get to make a whole lot of plays.
Correct.
So we'll see what happens. This is a good question, Brian. Thanks for the question. Appreciate it. Did Woody make a mistake? Put it up there.
Sorry.
Did Woody make a mistake by coming back trying to play multiple positions? Should he have just focused on corner? Listen, I think he is focused on corner. I just think he wants to be moved around some. I don't think it's a thing about learning a whole bunch of other positions. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference in a couple of the positions he's learned. It's not like he's going up there to play cheetah. So,
yeah, and hey, as Lou said, if OU gives up back-to-back 30-yard digs, he's going to go postal. It's going to be bad for a lot of.
You know what you can't see in this game, though? You can't see Temple running the ball and getting a whole lot of yards. You got to dominate the line of scrimmage. Dominate.
Yeah, Hunter's not chatting in right now. He must be showing baby Gronk around.
Hey, he must be escorting baby Gronk. Hey, do you remember, go back to Tommy Harris years, when he first came on campus at Oklahoma, and it was their first game. I'm trying to remember if it was the North Carolina game. I'm trying to remember who they played. But do you remember, I believe, we were watching the game together, Jeremy. I believe the first play or second play of the game, he just tore through the line and just demolished the running back in the backfield. That's what I'm hoping to see from Jaden Jackson.
I'm just ready to see ball being played, Jay.
I am too, but
mano, pad up. Let's play ball.
I got 5, Bob. I got 5, which would be 5 more than last year because they had 0 last year in the first game. And all the talk was after the game was no pressure on the quarterback. And what was it? Everybody said, well, they just got rid of the ball very quickly. Go cause some havoc.
Jay, the other thing is if you're not hitting the quarterback, at least get some batted balls. Put your paws up. Put your hands up.
You can affect the game by not getting a sack. You're right.
Yes.
That's right. Plenty of ways. And it's not, to me, guys, it's not even about getting a sack. Pressure. Pressure causes turnovers. Don't put pressure.
It's a great time to announce the Fan Stop at thefanstop.com. Check them out. You can see the ticker at the bottom. Use code SURGE. Get 10% off your first 3 months of the Shirt of the Month Club. That is you signing up, picking which package you want, and getting a shirt every single month sent to your doorstep. All you got to do is sign up. You don't have to shop. It's an elite shirt every month. This is one from a few months ago.
I love that.
They're all different. Yeah. Soft shirts, fit great. Even my dad said, son, have you been working out? No, I just got a shirt that fits amazing on the shoulders and through the arms. Fanstop, thefanstop.com. I know they're there in attendance tonight at the game. They're great.
Make sure you order the schmedium if you wanted to fit like Jeremy's.
Got to order the schmedium.
Selene, thanks for the update. Here we go. Fox 23 at 15% chance of rain, winds 9 miles per hour, partly cloudy, 86 degrees in Norman. Game time. Hey,
that is game time though.
if they don't have wind and the weather's great, it should be a field day for
the
these guys.
chance for rain more is 7 to 8 o'clock into game time, not right at game time.
Hey, look at that. Dalpost rocking his Toby Keith OU Red Solo Cup. He won from the Sooner Surge and Fan Stop. Love it. Way to go, Dalpost.
Coconut Greg, you're absolutely right. This is the one thing Sooner fans just need to read right now.
That's a great comment.
Surgeaholics, read Coconut Greg's comment because this is exactly right. If OU wins 100-0, just got to keep getting better. You can't really take a lot from it.
What about this, Jerm? And it's give me your money. But for every
give me
touchdown
money,
maybe tonight we could do that for every touchdown they score, Jerm.
Yeah, do you think OU's going to start tonight with, ooh, it's cold in here. Must be some alphas in the atmosphere. That TikTok trend, Jay?
I don't even know what that is, Jerm.
It's dumb is what it is. It's absolutely dumb.
Obviously, I hope this doesn't happen. To say we only win by 7 or 14. What happens? I don't even. I mean, I would be worried that.
I don't know what will happen on the live that night.
I mean, that's not going to happen. This is like going to a high school or an 8th or 9th grade game where the teams are totally mismatched, and it's going to be a blowout. It's just what's going to happen. I mean, they're not any good.
I do know that the live would be unbelievably hostile tonight afterwards if that's the case. And Eric would have a field day.
That's right. See, 7%, 8%, 15% rain. I'll go with that Fox app, and let's live with it.
It's a TikTok trend. Check it out.
Yeah, I agree, John. I want to see improvement on both sides of the ball, special teams as well, all of it. And that's what I'm excited to see. And here's the thing. It's not a spring game. It's a glorified scrimmage, but it's not a scrimmage. It's actual game football. To be 1-0 your first year in the SEC, 1-0 overall for your record, and go take care of business, dominate, and move on to the next game. And get out of there injury-free tonight, period.
Hey, first off, Bob, thanks for being a truck driver. They don't get enough love across.
ESPN
app is where you're going to want to watch. Now, I don't know if you have DirecTV app. That would be on there as well. You'd have to log into your cable provider.
ESPN app's the easiest way.
ESPN app, but you don't have to log into a TV provider, Jay.
Yeah, you would have to have a TV provider, correct. What team do you think has looked the best so far? Georgia Tech, but the best, I think Clemson tomorrow, guys. I've already picked Clemson to beat Georgia.
John said Hulu.
Clemson. Blake says Utah. Utah did look good. Cam Rising's a good quarterback.
Hulu TV may have it as well. I got Utah winning the Big 12. Hey, going back to that comment, Jay, Lou says, I want to see this game, then skip to Tennessee. I actually don't, because Tulane and Houston, in my opinion, are better tests, and I think that's what OU needs.
They do need some tests before Tennessee. That'll help. Those are games that they should win going away, but not going to destroy them by 70. So I like that.
Sling, someone says Sling has ESPN cheaper, and then Greg Gott says Stream East is clutch. I've never heard of Stream East.
Stream East, I thought it was canceled. So I don't know if I would do Stream East. I thought they canceled the way of doing that. I thought there was some legalities with it. Dalpo says if you don't have a provider, sometimes it's on YouTube, or like Greg Gott said. Yeah, Mario Williams. Yeah. What else, Jerm, before we get off here tonight?
Not much. Big time announcement to be on after the game. You're going to, as we get off here in a minute, you're going to have about an hour and 15 till kickoff. Keep that grill going, get the food made, get ready for the 6 o'clock kick. And then after the live, give us 5 or 10 minutes after the conclusion of the game. We will be on here. Set your clocks. We will probably go a couple of hours. I'm not kidding. We'll be on a couple of hours.
We'll be on after the game to chat it all up. Be here. Don't want to miss it. Appreciate everybody being on here for the pregame. It's great. Good to talk a little football with people. Appreciate it. Thanks for the super. Gray God, appreciate that so much for the super. Also, the bomb. You're the bomb. Thanks so much for the super. Thanks for all the support on the channel. You guys really have carried us through the offseason as we've continued to put out these lives every night, and we'll be back again after the game. Yeah, hit the like. It does help.
Hit the like.
Hey, before we get off, I saw a question. Favorite food for the game? Typically for me, it's cheese dip and chips. I love me some cheese dip and chips. But I got pizza tonight.
Yeah, and hey, spaghetti. It is on regular ESPN. That's correct. Regular ESPN, DirecTV, that's 206, whatever you have. It is on regular ESPN. We were answering your question about someone who could not watch it on television, having to watch it on their phone. We'll see you guys right after the game. Be here. Don't be anywhere else. Hit the like. Boomer, let's go. It's game time.